Hi everyone. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to LL Week, uh, LL Runeblade Week even, because of just how my brain works, I suppose. Got all talk about them at the same time. This week we'll be talking about Briar, Warden of Thorns, uh, aka everyone's secret waifu. And people talk about illusionist players having like waifu and like simp allegations, but when Briar left, I feel like she widowed like half of the male players in this game. So uh, good to see her back. I know a lot of people who love her, and I think this list is a lot of fun. So Briar's whole game plan is using her. Oh, this is really hard to read. Sorry. Using her ability to uh, cheat to go again by playing 2 non-attacks to create an embodiment of lightning token. And then once you've dealt damage, to block really well on her next turn with her embodiment of earth token. The game plan of this specific deck is to draw a lot of cards with like Force of Nature, Snatch, Plunder Run effects, and backing this up by throwing big damage with like Channelment Heroic, or just a lot of really wide turns that are hard to block. It's hard to, as Aurora gamers will know, 4-4-4-4 is kind of hard to block. Big damage, wide turns, a lot of annoying effects, and then blocking really well once let some damage leak through. She's gotten some upgrades in the last couple of sets, Everbloom Life, um, mostly just for the 3 in the bottom right corner, just because with Embodiment of Earth, this becomes a 4 block, which is fantastic. And it also could pitch to Channelment Heroic, for example. Same thing with her card in Rosetta, which is very funny because no one else in this game can play this. Um, but the whole idea is that Earth blues as a trade-off used to mostly be 2 blocks, as you can see in some of these Tales of Aria commons, even her specialization from Dusk Till Dawn. But so the embodiment of Earth just puts them back up to a 3, which is not great. But the 4 is very powerful. So if you watched my Viscerai deck tag, we talked a little bit about ratios, and this is even more important in this deck because she wants to play 2 non-attack actions before she gets her Embodiment of Lightning. This deck has slightly more non-attacks than attacks in it, but you want to keep an eye on that because once again, the Runeblade hand thing can happen where you draw a card that just pumps and does nothing else. So you'll want to keep an eye out for that. And that's partially why Sonata is not in this list, just because it's a little tricky. And instead, we've incorporated parts of the Aurora Armory deck. So that should be your first pickup, because Skyward Serenade, even though it is technically a misprinted card, it has not been eroded or anything, so we can still play it. Skyward Serenade, Skizik is a good combo. And then if you don't have a lot of this bulk, like if you're just starting out in the game, the Aurora Armory deck includes the Burn Up Shocks, the Entwined Lightnings, the Lightning Surges, the Snatches, and of course Skizik, Skyward Serenade, and that's like quite a bit of the deck for $40. So you'll notice that I put Warmongers in. This just got a reprint in Super Slam, so it's down to about $30 right now, which is pretty good. Obviously, it's restricted in LL, so you can only have one, but I would only bring in one anyway, and I would only bring it up against your bad matchups like Viscerai, because this can also fuck up your turn really bad if you draw it on the wrong hand. But on the other hand, it can pitch for 3, and it also blocks for 4 if you have an embodiment. So not a bad inclusion, just be careful of how and when you play it. So as usual, I put the upgrade path in the maybe section so you can keep track of it. It's the usual suspects again, really. Your first priority should be Grasp of the Arknight, because Briar loves to block and sometimes needs something to do with some extra cards in her hand, and so pitching to Grasp to filter out a bad hand can be really beneficial. Tunic, we need a reprint of, but Tunic is very powerful in this deck. Briar does want to block, but often her games go longer than 3 turns, so you can usually get a little bit more value out of Tunic than out of, say, Doubt it, Carapace, unless it's like a really fast matchup. Your next priority should probably be Enlightened Strike and Command and Conquer. Uh, just some of the best cards in the whole game. E-Strike can help you fix a bad hand, and Command and Conquer obviously is like Pop's Illusionist stuff and also threatens Arsenal. Once you start upgrading and you need more room, I would take out Hit the High Notes and Written in the Stars. Written in the Stars is fine, but it's not an Earth Blue, and we kind of really only want Earth Blues. And then you'll need to decide between taking out Deny Redemption or Snuff Out, just whichever one you think is more relevant to your local meta. Deny Redemption is anti-CYB tech, but you might just be able to kill them if you can do that quick enough. But if you're up against Rune Stack Florian, maybe bring this in. And then Snuff Out, because while this deck has some on-hits, they're mostly about you drawing cards and not usually about disrupting your opponent at all. So this is a consideration for making your opponent block or making them decide if they need to make their turn worse by discarding a card, because you can destroy your embodiment of Earth to activate Snuff Out's ability. After that, Balance of Justice is pretty vital. There's a lot of Art of War in this format because this is the only format you can play them in. You're going to need it against Zen, Chain, and Phi. Lexi, if you're feeling spicy. Next, you're probably going to want to grab Face Purgatory to block a big hit and make your opponent discard, but like maybe their Arsenal card, or try to mess up Alexi's day if they're trying to follow up a barrage of arrows with a Codex of Frailty or something. Briar wants to block, and this is one of the best blocking pieces in the whole game. All right. Good luck in your games. Let me know down in the comments how the deck feels, and if you like these videos, please give us a like and consider subscribing. Thanks. See you in the next one.